We're going to be discussing the Munsters, which is the movie adaptation of the famous TV show from the '60s, the classic TV show from the '60s. I've never seen the show from the '60s myself. Have any of you?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the
I
show's
have not
fun.
either.
I used to watch it on TV Land. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting that Nick is pouring more alcohol to his. Yeah. No, I used to watch it on TV Land, and it's funny. It's actually like it's a fun throwback horror movie, you know, or horror show. It's very Beverly Hillbillies in that vein, but with a horror
Came out like
aesthetic.
it came out like during that era of network television.
Oh yeah.
It was like them. It was Beverly Hillbillies. It was like all of those like classic sitcoms.
Yeah, Andy Griffin show. Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah. I've never seen the show myself, but I know of the famous theme song. The theme song's pretty iconic, that it has. So it has a movie adaptation now of it. This one is directed by Rob Zombie. It is on Netflix now. Also, it got released on DVD as well. If you want to waste your money and buy it. So here,
Notice we didn't.
So we're gonna get into it.
Notice that we didn't say Blu-ray.
yes.
Yeah. It's on Laserdisc. Yeah, you can.
It's on
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah.
It's on Laserdisc. It's on Betamax.
Viewfinder.
film.
It's on.
You can literally burn it if it's film.
It's on
Burn
Game
down
Boy
your
Advance
house.
video cartridge.
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of have this now that's coming out, and when the trailer reaction to it was a lot of people going, "What the fuck is this?" That was kind of more the general reaction kind of going on when people saw the trailer for it.
That's not the whole story. So a couple years ago there was an initial teaser where it was the black and white, where we did kind of get what we see at the end of the movie, where it's black and white. We see what is essentially an updated version of the opening credits for the Munsters, that's where we thought, you know what, this actually looks kind of fun. It looks like a nice throwback. And then the trailer proper came out, and they turned that color on, and just like that,
Oh no!
you're like, "Are you for real?"
So from Jump, that was like a big issue just out the gate, not keeping it in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, when it's in black and white, you can kind of hide a lot of the flaws and a lot of how cheap it looks.
Yeah.
Versus now, where I'm pretty sure I've seen better production value on like those superhero porn parodies.
Yeah. Like when they did the Batman, the '60s one, when they did that one, that actually looked pretty good. Actually, the Batman '60s one they did actually.
Yeah, the Batman movie with that shark and the bat shark repellent. Give me that shit. So I assume we're just going in. So okay.
Yeah.
Bring it on!
Let's get into it.
All right, cool. So you remember when?
Real quick, just let me speak to this movie in a language that Rob Zombie, I'm sure, is going to understand. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Continue.
Yeah. So remember when Channing Tatum was like, "I want to play Gambit." My boy C Tates.
Yeah.
And the thing about wanting things is that you don't always want things that are good for you. You know, like that's why you'll never hear me spitting bars. Like, I love rap, but I know better. I stick to reviewing shit. This is just one of those cases where, look, Rob Zombie is a very, very average director on a good day. So when you're asking him to make something very niche like this,
and they're very niche and very outside of his own very wheelhouse.
Yes, and it really goes ahead and highlights how limiting, unfortunately, he is as a director and as a writer, because it takes a certain special type of writer to pull off camp, let alone camp in this vein, especially PG camp. Like this wasn't even like a PG-13 or even an R rating. And honestly, it probably could
I was very shocked. I was very shocked that the Munsters weren't just white trash hillbillies.
Yeah,
Munsters weren't.
Could have been a better movie.
Honestly, yeah,
it would have been entertaining.
And look, I understand that Sherry Moon Zombie is his wife, and I understand that he loves her, and
yes.
you know,
yes, Rob Zombie, we know your wife is hot, but she is
She has to be in every one of his movies.
But
it's like that. Yeah.
But it's that same thing that we were just talking about with Don't Worry, Darling. She's been in horror shit, and so making this pivot to, comedy. She's just not funny. Like, just to be very blunt, she doesn't get comedic timing. She doesn't know how to deliver lines comedically. Even just the look she's giving the camera, I'm like, this is more like old Nickelodeon, where they would accidentally look at the camera for too long, and they'd be like, like doing that.
This is like Jimmy Fallon on SNL levels of like breaking character.
Yeah, this is like a bad Tom Green comedy. This is like Freddy Got Fingered levels of bad.
Hey, that's an insult to Tom Green.
You know what? Nah, man. This movie felt like almost 3 hours. Like this was just grinding, and the fact that this is over 82 minutes is fucking absurd. There is no goddamn reason to be over 90, let alone was just like an hour 48.
This should not be a fucking hour and 40 minutes. This is an hour too long. This should have been like a 47. Yeah. This should have been a 43-minute special with commercials.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a movie this year where I felt the runtime as much as this movie.
Koki, what were kind of some of your thoughts?
I've seen it multiple times about, like, I've seen The Batman like 4 times. I've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once 3 times, and both of those are like 2.5 pushing 3 hours. I never feel the length with those. I love those movies. Here, this is an hour and 43 minutes, and it was grueling. I'm pretty sure I blacked out certain parts of it just because I was fuming with rage.
Yeah.
Koki, what were some of your thoughts on the movie there?
First of all, I didn't know anything about the Munsters. Honestly, I didn't know about the original show until this trailer came out, because I guess it hasn't reached the eastern borders. But yeah, the only reason I've seen this movie was because how terrible the trailer initially looked. I was like, okay, I'm gonna see this, and I have not also seen any Rob Zombie movies, so it'll be a good thing to come in, watch it. And first of all, let me say that I do have a couple positives, actually. I know, Nick. Don't give me that look. Let me just get that out of the way.
I'm not giving you like a look. I'm just very curious what those positives are.
Yeah. All right. First of all, I have 2. First of all, I did like the chemistry between Herman Munster and Lily. I thought it was one of those things where, I thought they were very loving, and, they were kind of cute together. And whenever you have like I would say like a romantic aspect, you have that like a romantic movie does. You have the love phase, and they start fighting, and then they go on their separate ways, and they come back. I thought maybe it was going to be like that, but they never had a moment where they fought together. They fought, and they were just, just trying to work things out, try to buy a house. It was very cute to see them together. And I also did like some of the world building that they tried to do, that they attempt to do. Like this little community. I guess world building is too overstated.
You mean poppin', lockin', Nosferatu?
Oh, you know what? I'll get into that, but I do like, they have their own community, they have their bar, they have their own little news station that they watch. It's like this, otherworldly community, but it's, it's kind of like these creatures, but they're living their everyday lives. They just watch TV just like we do. It's stuff like that I can appreciate, but I feel like a better director could have handled that. And that's about it for me when it comes to the positives. Everything else was just, first of all, like, what was up with the frame rate? That's the first thing. Other than the lighting, the frame rate it really makes it look cheap. It's like, why couldn't you just film it on a normal cinema type camera? It just brings out the cheapness that much more if it didn't already look cheap. Yeah, and the colors were just so distracting. All the neon lighting, it's like green and it's pink and it's blue. It's like, oh my god, what is up with the color? It didn't help that the writing was just absolutely terrible. Like, the comedic timing is bad. The gags, like half of the gags are just dad jokes, and
and they're not even dad jokes. They're like bad. They're like worse dad jokes.
Oh yeah,
they're terrible. They're like not even dad jokes that are funny because of how stupid they are. It's like, have you ever like gone on a cruise vacation and had to sit through like the kid-friendly comedians hour?
Yeah,
it felt like that.
It did. Plus, yeah.
And I think a big part of it is just Rob Zombie doesn't know how to structure a comedic scene, because what works about comedy is it's fast. You tell your joke and get the fuck out or go on to the next one. Here they linger on everything. It feels like he took comedy movie directing lessons from Ben Falcone and Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. Up until the point that he cast his wife in the main role.
Yeah. With I mean, with Rob Zombie, I mean, I've seen a few of his movies. I think most people generally say his best project is The Devil's Rejects, which I like fine. Even some.
I'd agree with that, and I like the first hour of his first Halloween movie.
Yeah, I hate his Halloween movie through and through.
The breakfast scene in Halloween was more funny than this movie.
I like the first act of the theatrical cut of his Halloween movie.
Okay. He can sometimes have like some dark humor moments, I guess, in some of his movies, like Devil's Rejects. I think he has got some dark humor moments that kind of work. I don't know. It depends on your sensibilities. And like most people have here said, the tone that this is going for, it's PG camp. You got to have a real particular talent to kind of do that, because it's trying to emulate the show. It's trying to be like the 60s camp of the show and trying to kind of bring that in, kind of what made that kind of so special and kind of so cute and unique. And he can't do that. I think the jokes are not good. Some of the performances, like, the actor who plays Herman Munster here is Jeff Daniel. He kind of has a little bit thing kind of going for him here. I think he kind of makes it a little bit of his own.
He's the best part about this thing. And that actor is Jeff Daniel Phillip. He is trying and occasionally landing with some of his style of comedy. The problem is it's in an hour and 43-minute movie where fuck all else happens.
Yeah. That's also another thing. This doesn't need to be close to 2 hours. This would need to be.
No, it doesn't.
In fact, this didn't even need to be an hour and 30. You could have just did a Funny or Die thing for like 15, 10 minutes and then call it a day.
They have a 30 at best 45-minute like special that you'd see on NBC. And they stretch it out to a feature length.
Yeah, this plot did not require a feature-length movie. It was just so incredibly boring, the plot. It's just, they fall in love, they buy a house.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's basically it. I mean, they should have just did the thing like when they brought the Jeffersons back.
Exactly. Or even the fucking... fuck, this is going to be bad. But even when they brought Fresh Prince back, I was more entertained by that than this.
Yeah, I laughed more during 12 Years a Slave than I did in this.
Oh, come on.
This shit just made me so goddamn mad, because I'm sitting there, so I passed out for like 10 minutes, then I had to rewind it, so I'm like, oh great, I have to like, because I'm laying on the couch with my other cat, I'm just like, goddamn, this is just dragging, I can't understand how this is still going on. I got to around the 55-minute mark because, I told Josh, I'm like, look, man, I'll get through the Munsters. I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, it's literally the exact same amount of time if I stop watching the movie if I versus if I keep going. It's like that's depressing, so I kept going, and I just for such a simple movie, the plots are way too are shockingly complicated, like shockingly so. Where like you have to have the whole monster being created, and that's a fucking grind to get through in itself. It takes about there's like 10 minutes left in the goddamn movie until they move into the fucking house, and I'm like, you could have actually had some fun if you put this at like the hour mark and actually have them interacting with the neighbors and shit like that. That could have been its own movie right there. But they take so goddamn long to get to the fucking point. So, you know, when I was kind of like, oh, they're in the house now, it just doesn't matter by then. And
it's like by the time, yeah, it's like they get to the house and you think, okay, hopefully there will be something happen. And credits. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah. When it finally gets to something that could be interesting.
Yeah, sometimes I do criticize like the 3-act structure in a lot of movies, but this could have used it. It's just watching stuff happen. It doesn't feel like there's a flow.
It does feel like a series of skits. It feels like a series of just skits, not really a movie. Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it feels like kind of like a series of skits. I kind of, like I said, I understand what they're kind of going for here, but it just fails, kind of miserably at that, trying to do camp, and trying to be cute. Maybe some people will like it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you are maybe a fan of the show. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody who's fans of the show, but if you are maybe a fan of the show, maybe you'll like this and maybe appreciate it or anything. I don't know. But
you should get checked for traumatic brain injury.
I did see, because I tweeted out, how's everybody feeling about the movie? Some guy did say like he did like it. I mean, some guy did say, yeah, he liked it. So okay, I mean, good for him. I guess it was something for him. For me, would I ever watch this again? No, absolutely not. Do I think it was a slog to get through? Yes, for sure. Don't know why this was close to being 2 hours. You ain't got nothing here, like Koki was saying. You ain't talking about shit. It's just an origin movie of how they met. It's like how Herman met Lily and how they bought a house.
An hour and 50 minutes. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. That is fucking unforgivable. An hour and 50 fucking minutes. And here's the thing, and I know some people are gonna go like, you're being too hard on the movie. You're wrong, by the way. For people going, well, it's made for kids. I have friends that have kids. They wouldn't laugh at this shit. Like, the kids would be like, "This is boring. Can we watch Monster House or fucking Chipmunks or like Lightyear or like
Turning Red, Coco?"
Yeah, like it just, I just don't get. As an uncle, I don't hate any of my nieces or nephews enough to make them watch this shit. So people going that this is for kids, I'm like, this isn't for kids. Maybe Jerry's kids, but it's damn sure not for any kids that I'm aware of. So keep them away from this shit. Don't give the movie a pass because of this. Like, look, Rob Zombie can't do comedy. Like, we learned that. And just because you love something doesn't mean you should try adapting it. Ask Sony about that. So at the end of the day, it's just like hour and 50 minutes. It's a waste. It's a waste of your time. Like straight up. If you wanted to see, if you wanted to see, some of the set design, I think is cool for a little bit, but even that gets old after a point. Just a waste of film.
It looks like they raided a party city.
It really did.
It looks like they robbed a Spirit Halloween on November 1st.
I feel like the set design I thought was good, but it's just the colors that just made it look all that more cheap. If they had color in this movie, I feel like aesthetically it could have been better, but yeah, it does look like Party City, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like, when I go through my worst of lists of shit so far this year, like, Like, you know, Morbius, ugh, Tall Girl 2, ugh, The Bubble, ugh, you know, Jurassic World, ugh. This is like Uncharted levels of bad. Like, I remember leaving the theater after Uncharted and going, I kind of want to kick people in the shin so that they feel as badly as I just did for watching this bullshit. And the monsters are right there.
I had to take a train to see Uncharted, and the entire like almost hour ride back home, I just sat on my seat on the train and have just stewed in anger.
Yeah,
That's how I was with this movie.
I've never walked out of a movie, and I'll be real, this would have really tested that. Like, I couldn't, because I refuse to let this be the first movie to break me. But goddamn, like, this just almost 2 hours. You can't. I mean, people give Apatow shit all the time about his shit running long, like when it doesn't need to. This is way too long. Like, Josh, you hit the nail on the head. This is a Funny or Die 25-minute sketch max, maybe 30 minutes, but this is no ways worth 150 goddamn minutes.
Yeah. Final rating?
This whole plot could have been like sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to, Hunter, you might as well just give your final rating for.
Yeah, waste of film. I just, goddamn. I'm so mad because I just watched this before I hopped on. And I was just sitting there going, yeah, I really like
now, because I was like live. I was live reacting in like Hunter, yours and on my group chat, and I could feel reading back on it. I could feel the rage emanating from me.
Yeah, it's. I saw Purple Hearts earlier this year. I saw both 365 Days movies, and I was it's like, God damn, so close to all three of those that it actually makes me more upset, because this should be a layup. Like, you'd think you'd be able to get a joke that would make me laugh, and just, I laugh at everything, and nothing. And I just, fuck, man, come on, Rob Zombie, you say you like that shit.
Yeah,
like,
Hunter, you laugh at my jokes. It's like not a high bar to clear.
Like, you know, I mean, dude, I was high watching this. I gave this movie every chance to make me laugh, and just kept whiffling. So you know,
you didn't laugh at Herman's dad jokes?
No, man. I just like there will be horror fans.
No, I wanted to get the fucking torch and pitch. I wanted to get the torch and fucking pitchforks.
I think the one thing that I did actually chuckle at is when he goes outside after Halloween and they see everyone dressed normal, and he's like, "Oh my god, look at these horrible creatures outside." But by then there's only like 5 minutes left, so I'm like, you've you know, it's too
done.
late to apologize.
You wore your welcome out like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I there will be horror fans that stick up for this and go, it's camp, you don't get it, and you know, that's fine, drink the Kool-Aid, but just fuck. Don't watch this. There's better stuff on Netflix for you.
Koki?
Yeah, well, you know, I try not to hate on the movie just because, but it really kind of tested my waters with this one. And it's just, you know, what we all said. It looks cheap. The gags aren't funny. Like, the acting is bad. The chemistry was there, but yeah, this plot was just incredibly uninteresting, and it just, the run time just drags out. So, I guess, you know, burn it. Burn the Blu-ray, burn the Netflix copy, or burn Netflix headquarters. Just burn it. Burn it all.
All right. You're not giving it a waste of film just for Herman? Is that why you're not giving it a waste of film?
You know, I saw some good in there, actually.
Really?
Just the midget,
You're
it's
better
very
than-
slim. I try to appreciate from a director's perspective. You know, it didn't make me mad as much as, you know, I know some other films that actually just, you know, angered me, but yeah, I mean, I knew this was going to be bad from the start. I watched it knowing it was probably going to be bad, and it didn't really subvert my expectations in that aspect. So I wouldn't go far as to waste a fucking film.
Mm.
Nick is trying to namaste.
Yeah, it's
I'm just taking a second to gather my thoughts before the next couple minutes happens. So
it's a good thing you're not on It's a good thing you're not on camera, so we can't see you wearing your rose-colored glasses. Just to throw that out there.
Hey, I try to find the good in everything. I'm not biased. I try to find the good and even the bad.
You're a better man than me, Koki.
I found a smidgen.
You're a better man than me because I try not to get angry at a lot. I try not to. I try to be positive. I try not to dog on the directors, all the people that worked hard on the film. Rob Zombie, I choose violence. Fuck! Yeah!
Oh.
This movie, it is an hour and 45-minute long SNL skit that wasn't funny from jump. It looks like one of our friends said it best. It looks like a porno, except they took out the best part. It's like
it does, yeah.
It looks like porn, except all of the good stuff is taken out, like the comedy in this. It's like the thing that works about comedy and about like sketch comedy. You have to be quick. You have to get your joke in fast, and then you move on. You don't tell a dad joke and then linger on it for 5 fucking minutes like they do every single punchline in this movie, and it isn't even funny. I give credit to Jeff Daniel Phillips. I think he is a great Herman Munster. I think he's very talented. Except he is in a goddamn fucking snail's fucking piece of shit. Mm-hmm. This is an hour and 45-minute long movie, and I'm pretty sure I blacked out at points because of rage, and I had to rewind parts of the movie just to make sure that I wasn't going insane.
Yeah,
I want to personally find every single disc, every fucking flash drive, every fucking byte of data that holds this atrocity, and I want to burn it in front of Rob Zombie.
So I'm thinking your rating is tune in, right?
Oh yes. Oh no, no, of course it isn't. Waste of fucking film.
And Nick, I will challenge you on the porn bit because unlike porn at least has happy endings. So that's not exactly like the one.
Yeah, this is another movie that could have used more dong.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
dong, but
I'm pretty much gonna.
There's a niche for it.
I'm pretty much gonna echo a lot of what all these other guys said. Like I said, it just, yeah. I mean, it's not funny. It looks bad. I mean, I understand kind of, like I said, you're trying to make it look like the TV show, what you're trying to do. There's even a scene where they go to Los Angeles and they drive around the city, and it looks like some shit that somebody did in like After Effects, Final Cut Premiere Pro one time, like you do for like a school project. It's like, oh, let me show all these things I can do real quick on the editing thing, and yeah, it's okay. And yeah, I mean, that looks bad. Some of the performances, like, again, I don't know much about the show, the performances there, but I thought the guy who played Herman was good. I thought Jeff Daniel Phillips, I thought he was pretty good as the Herman. Sharon Moon Zombie as Lily. It just seems like, she doesn't know what tone she's kind of going for. I don't think she knows how to execute it properly at all, or anything kind of she's doing. And then also the Count, the actor who plays the Count, I thought he was also kind of good. I thought he was pretty decent in it, I thought, the actor who played him. But besides that, everything else about it, this is a mistake. It just, this should have never happened.
Jesus, I thought I was an accident.
So yeah, so for me, just for kind of some of the performances in it, I'd give it just a burn it. I'd give it like a maybe like a burn it. I'd give it a burn it. On the verge of maybe a waste of film, but I'll give it a burn it. I give it a kind of a good strong burn it for me. So Koki's not alone. I'll give it a burn it.
All right.
That's fun. Yeah, listen to your boy Nick and your Uncle Hunter here. All right, don't watch it.
I choose violent.
Let's see. There's some positive reviews. This is from Letterboxd. I'm gonna read like a positive review here. This person gave it 3.5 stars. They said people are really hating on this movie. And okay, so it wasn't great, but it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It was fun enough and it was cute. I really liked the actor playing Herman. He was perfect for the role. So they gave it 3.5 stars. This is on
My God.
Rotten Tomatoes here. You have a person who said, thought it was great. The actor Herman had Herman's laugh down great. Thank you, Rob Zombie. I love the Munsters, and this was great. Please make a second one.
Is that a fan? A Rob Zombie fan? I wonder what his fan base thinks of this movie.
I actually saw one that was like 1 star that somebody says, I'm usually a Rob Zombie fan. Oh, here's one right here. This is half a star. Somebody said, I love the Munsters growing up better than the Addams Family. I am also a big fan of Rob Zombie films. Unfortunately, this movie didn't work for me. Couldn't keep watch about 15 minutes in. Holly Weird needs to stop with the reboots.
Here's the thing. Addams Family and Addams Family Values are both way better films than this one. So if you want to watch, kind of itch that weird kind of gothic monster niche, watch those. Like, god damn it, like don't watch the shit.
Yeah, the thing about about both of those movies, they are taking it seriously. They are not trying to make a bad film on purpose. That is not the goal of either of those movies. Rob Zombie is actively trying to, and he just ended up making a piece of shit.
Yeah. So 2 burn-its and 2 waste of films for the Munsters.
So dumb.
Yeah.
God damn you.
Don't put words in my mouth. Waste of fucking film.
All right.